Hey everybody, this is the Platinum Knight here to do a first impressions video. This is one of the first videos on my movie channel. I'm going to experiment how first impression videos go. I'm also gonna do the same thing on my gaming channel. I currently have a Zelda Skyward Sword first impression video. So if you guys want to subscribe to my gaming channel at the Platinum Knight Games, then I recommend you do so. So for the first impressions video, I am pretty much am gonna do this unscripted. I just saw the Suicide Squad a couple of days ago. I thought about it a little bit, and some of you may be wondering, well, what's the difference between a movie review and first impressions? Well, in all honesty, not much, but the biggest difference for first impressions vids is it is unscripted, and I am pretty much going to tell you what I first thought of the film. Usually when I review movies, I like to think about it a little bit, you know? I like to write a script, and of course you also have to keep in mind my opinions and thoughts do change over time. So yeah, for this first impressions video, I am going to tell you what I thought of the Suicide Squad. And to be honest, I like it. It's really, really good. It is so awesome. Like, don't get me wrong, I mean, I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion. Like I said in my to go see the movies video, I said that I still like the first Suicide Squad movie, and yeah, it does have poor writing and it has its plot holes, but I legitimately had a lot of fun with the first movie. I liked Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. I liked Will Smith as Deadshot. So for this film, I'd say it's definitely a bigger improvement. It's got better writing. I feel like it still has its fun, goofy, comedic, dark humor campiness over the first movie. So yeah, I'm happy that they kept that, but some of the best parts about the Suicide Squad were the characters. I still love Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. John Cena, surprisingly, was very good at being the Peacemaker. Probably the best characters would be Idris Elba as Bloodsport. He was really, really good. Well, of course, Idris Elba is a great actor. So, yeah, I mean, he was pretty much the replacement of Will Smith. He even has like a side story with his daughter, similar to Deadshot. So, I don't know. Another actor that really surprised me was Daniela Melchor. I don't know how to pronounce that, but she's the actor that played as the Ratcatcher, and she was surprisingly very, very well developed. I thought she did great. Another character that really surprised me was Polka Dot Man. I mean, based on his name alone, you would think a character called Polka Dot Man would not work, but I actually found him to be very, very relatable, and I honestly felt sorry for him at times. And it sucks how he sees his mom pretty much everywhere he goes, which does add to the humor as part of his superpowers. But you know what? Even though he throws polka dots, if you don't know, his polka dots does melt people. And because this movie is rated R, his polka dots actually does come off as pretty brutal. and I honestly felt really ashamed for what happens to him near the end of the movie. But yeah, I like Polka Dot Man. King Shark, voiced by Sylvester Stallone, was hilarious. I love King Shark. The best version of King Shark that I got to know was from Assault on Arkham. And yeah, King Shark was pretty much a show stealer. I like how King Shark was clueless and had like an IQ of a 10-year-old or something like that. But yeah, he was really, really cool. He was pretty much like the equivalent of having the Incredible Hulk on the team, and yeah, overall, everybody played their part just right. Even though this is technically a sequel to the Suicide Squad, it still somewhat feels like a soft reboot, you know? They don't really talk too much about what happened in the first movie, which obviously they don't need to, but you get what I mean. Some characters from the first film do make an appearance, like Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn comes back, Rick Flag comes back, Amanda Waller returns, and of course you got Captain Boomerang, which he makes a slight cameo, but overall, I think what really made this movie work is its R rating. I mean, yeah, it's not going to make that much money because it's rated R, but the R rating really does help. I like the blood and gore, I like all the explosive action, there is some nudity here and there. The rated R rating, it like really helped the movie in the sense of it needed to show exactly what it needed to show. Just like Deadpool, you know? Like, let's be honest with ourselves, Deadpool would not have worked if it wasn't rated R. The same thing comes to the Joker. The Joker would not have been the same if it wasn't for its R rating. So the Suicide Squad did what it needed to do with its R rating. It showed exactly what it's like to be in war. It shows exactly what it's like to be a soldier that is forced to enter a war zone. The action was done very well. This movie, it still has its plot holes, but it doesn't have nearly as many plot holes compared to the first movie. Here, a lot of things make a lot more sense, and everything just works. Another thing I really like about this film is this film really takes a lot of risks. I mean, James Gunn, he takes risks that no other director or studio would take. I mean, I would have to say The Suicide Squad is a really ballsy film for the choices that they decided to make for this film. I'd say James Gunn did it again. And regardless of what you think of James Gunn with the whole him getting fired from Disney by making some, you know, I don't want to say it was dark humor. They were inappropriate, and I understand people who still do not like James Gunn and actually supported him getting fired from Disney. Were they really crude jokes? They were, okay? James Gunn's jokes was disgusting, but it was 10 years ago, you know, on Twitter. But you know what? Despite whatever you think of the Suicide Squad, he is still a good director, and this movie will pretty much prove otherwise. I do like the Guardians of the Galaxy, and to be honest, I think I like the Suicide Squad just a tiny bit more than Guardians. I didn't really like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 that much. I felt like he didn't really do too much of a good job. I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't better than the first movie. So with the Suicide Squad, maybe it was actually a good thing Disney fired him, so that way James Gunn was momentarily able to do this film. I think everything worked out just fine. James Gunn gave us a good movie, and of course, obviously Disney eventually rehired James Gunn to do Guardians 3 due to the outrage of how people thought it was a mistake to fire James Gunn, and he should be forgiven. So that's good. We got a good DC movie, and we are getting another Guardians movie, which I'm hoping for the best, but I don't think it's going to outmatch the Suicide Squad. This would have to be much better than the first Suicide Squad movie. I think it is a major improvement, and for those of you who have not seen it, I highly recommend you watch it in theaters in IMAX. For those of you that saw my going to see the Suicide Squad video, I did watch it in theaters in IMAX. It was actually a year since I've been to a movie theater, and I really enjoyed myself. I'm not going to give a final score, as this is supposed to be a first impressions video, but I will tell you, it is awesome. I highly recommend it. Obviously, don't take your kids to see this movie because, well, you know. But if you're an adult or a young teenager, you are gonna have a blast with this film. Alright everybody, that's it for this first impressions video. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed watching this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for new videos, and peace out everybody. You have a blast.